What's up, everybody? It's your boy Moodz616 here, and I'm finally back with another hip-hop related video. This time it is going to be a tag video. Now, I intended to do this video last summer. I came up with the idea of doing one of these because these type of tag videos go around in the horror community quite frequently. So I got this idea last summer that I'm going to start one in the hip-hop community. But I actually forgot about it. See, I wrote out 15 questions and on my computer, completely spaced on it, forgot to do it. I recently came across the list of questions. So I added some more, I added about 7 more, and I made it 22, which is related to my horror podcast, which is 22 Shots of Moods and Horror. So I came up with that. It sounds like a lot of questions, but these are questions that you can rip right through. So first off, I want to tag 2 people. My boy Tom FXP and my boy Jason, also, and his channel is Jason vs. Bosco, to do this tag video. So hopefully you guys will do it and you'll just, spread on the word and people can do this video also. So without further ado, got 22 questions. Let's get right into this. I don't want to make the video super long like all my videos are. So question number 1, very, very simple. When and how did you get into hip hop? And why? So basically, I got into hip hop in 1988. I was 8 years old, and how I got into hip hop was simply when I heard Public Enemy's music, man. I heard some cuts off the It Takes a Nation's a Million to Hold Us Back album, and I instantly fell in love. I really had heard hip hop, stuff before, but that was the first stuff that really kind of penetrated my mind. And just made me feel something. I really wanted to explore it more. I think it was just Chuck D's vocals and what he was saying and stuff. I didn't fully understand it. I was only 8 years old, but I knew I wanted to listen to it more, and that's pretty much what it was, man. I heard it around, man, my cousin's house, doing some spinning and things like that, and yeah, it was Public Enemy on there, and that's what got me into it. So that's question number 1. Question number 2, simple. Favorite MC of all time? Mine personally is, of course, Masta Ace. Yeah, so if you guys are familiar, I did my top 25 favorite MCs and top 25 groups of all time a few years back. My number 1 MC back in that time was Big Daddy Kane. It is recently changed. Well, not recently. Probably in the last year or 2 or something like that. But Masta Ace is definitely my favorite MC now. I can listen to Masta Ace every single day, never get bored. The dude just kills everything for me, so Masta Ace, favorite MC. Question number 3, favorite group of all time. If you know me and watch my channel, you know the Tribe Called Quest is my favorite group of all time. I love Tribe Called Quest. Rest in peace to my man Phife Dawg. So fucking sad that he passed away. I thought maybe there was a glimmer of hope that, Q and Q-Tip and Phife would, reconcile and maybe do some more work together, but it never materialized. Unfortunately, kind of sucks, but Tribe Called Quest, God bless Phife and everything he brought to us. Yeah, awesome stuff. Question number 4, favorite producer of all time, DJ Premier, hands down. DJ Premier, for me in the 90s, was like what God is to religious people. Essentially, I loved everything Primo put out. I'm a huge Gang Starr fan. I love DJ Premier, the first 2 J. Rue albums, Group Home, everything else that he did, the remixes through the 90s, the extensive Gang Starr catalog. On through the 2000s, I mean, he's kind of bounced himself off now. He doesn't do a whole lot of producing, but he still does. But yeah, Primo in the 90s was just the most amazing thing. I love Pete Rock and a lot of other producers, but we're not here to talk about the runner-ups. DJ Premier. Question number 5, favorite label. Favorite hip-hop label of all time, hands down, Cold Chillin' is my favorite. Molly Mall, MC Shan, Big Daddy Kane, Biz Markie, Roxanne Shante. I love that label, man. They just put out so much classic stuff back in the day, and I loved it all. Really, really good stuff. Question number 6, favorite hip-hop crew. So many just amazing crews, and this is actually kind of a funny answer because this crew actually never put out an album together, but that is the Native Tongues, of course, was consisting of Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul, the Jungle Brothers, Black Sheep, Moni Love. Who else is in there? Like Queen Latifah, Chi Ali, I believe, was in there. Fushnikins. There was so many honorary people also that was in that, but the Native Tongues, man, if that album had have materialized, it would have been so fucking fantastic. Would have been amazing, but it's too bad it never happened, and yeah, of course it'll never happen now. But yeah, so that my favorite hip-hop crew. Question number 7, favorite year in hip-hop. Now, I've always been kind of nostalgic to the year 1988, and it's usually always been my answer. I think I'm probably going to have to go with 1993, though. When 1993 hit, it just seemed like every single album that came out in 93 was amazing. Like, we even knew that in 1993, and now looking back, everything's beyond classic. It's one of those years, nothing to take away from 88. I love everything from 88. Actually, I love hip-hop from 79 to about 96 is like my era. Yeah, 93 is just amazing. It's such an amazing year. Question number 8, an underrated artist or group. Underrated artist, I gotta go with my man Paris, man. This guy is super underrated in all aspects of hip-hop. He's a dope MC with a message, and he's a great producer. Always been a huge fan of Paris. You've never listened to Paris before, man, check him out. He's just phenomenal. He's really good stuff. He might not be your stuff if you're more into East Coast hip-hop, which I generally am. I love Paris, even though he's from the West. Awesome stuff. And of course, I did put one for underrated group, and I gotta go with my man, the JBs, man. The Jungle Brothers. This is a group that kind of gets overshadowed by groups like Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul, even Black Sheep back in the day. Jungle Brothers, man, they put out like 4 really good albums, and no one really seems to ever talk about the JBs in the same class as those other guys from the Native Tongue crew, but yeah, Jungle Brothers, good shit right there. So that was underrated. Now, if we're gonna do underrated, we gotta go to overrated. Overrated artist, hands down, Jay-Z. I'm not a Jay-Z hater. I do like 4 or 5 of his albums, quite a lot actually. But for a guy that has like 16 albums or 17 albums total, you know, the ones with R. Kelly and all his discography, that's pretty shitty, man. Like, I like one of like every 3 or 4 albums that he puts out. It's pretty bad, and his discography is interesting. He has like a good album, bad album, good. It just seems like it kind of goes like that. You know, it's really shitty, but I think Jay-Z is a pretty decent MC, obviously, but just totally, his success is just monstrous compared to the shit that he puts out. It fucking blows my mind. It really does. And an overrated group, I gotta go with Slaughterhouse, man. Slaughterhouse, so many good MCs in the group. You got Budden, Ortiz, things like that. But man, they put out shitty albums. They really do put out shit albums. And like Slaughterhouse, all this hype and stuff. I seen Slaughterhouse play a few years back, and they were atrocious, man. They were really unorganized and just brutal, man. They played a couple decent tracks, but man, ooh, they were really atrocious to watch. That was question number 9. Question number 10, favorite album to bump in the ride. And that is more of like a present question. This is like not of all time. I don't know, you can do whatever you want for the question. But I'm going to go with Evidence's Weatherman LP. I have been bumping the shit out of this album like nonstop. I find Evidence's beats to be just perfect to bang in the car. Good summertime weather. I love Evidence, man. I love his voice. I love his flow, his beats, everything, man. Good shit, man. Evidence, the Weatherman LP. Love it. Moving along. Question number 11. First album you ever bought? Well, we got to go back to the first question. If you remember what the answer was, it takes his nations to millions to hold us back. It's the very first hip-hop album I ever bought. After I heard, the very first song I actually heard was Black Steel Now, or Chaos. I'll never forget it because that beat it just tantalized me. It pierced my mind, and I was like, I couldn't get it out of my fucking head. So I had to go pick up this record. I can't remember exactly the whole story on how I got my mom to buy it. I can't even remember how it happened, but all I know is that at the end of the day, I ended up having this tape, and I'm very proud to say that that was my first album I ever bought. So that was question number 11. Number 12, a duo or supergroup you would like to see formed. Obviously, I always wanted to see DJ Premier and Nas put out an album in the mid-90s. I really don't want to hear that album anymore. I mean, I'm not saying that they're both done and stuff, but I think a little bit past their primes. But in the mid-90s, I think Primo and Nas would have been just the most phenomenal record of all time. If I was to pick something like a little modern, a little more relevant, Masta Ace and Marco Polo, man. I would love to hear that record. I think it would just be fantastic. So yeah, that was question number 12. Question number 13, gotta go with, what's your favorite DJ? DJ JS1. Love DJ JS1. I love his mixtapes, man. You can go online and find like a shitload of mixes that he's done. He's just an excellent mixer, great scratcher and stuff. I love GS1, man. I think he's just fantastic. Part of the Rocksteady crew. Can't go wrong, right? GS1. Favorite female MC of all time? Question number 14. Gotta go with my man, with my girl, MC Light, man. I love MC Light. It's kind of funny, man. If you look at MC Light in this picture, it's just like, damn, dude, what's with that hair? Like, look at that fucking hair right there. This is ridiculous. MC Light got super hot, actually, in the 90s. But the thing I like about MC Light is that she's just a real MC, you know? She doesn't fake she doesn't front. She's not annoying. She doesn't fucking, she just kind of gives it to you straight up. She's got really dope rhymes, and the most thing that attracts me to her is that she doesn't have that stereotypical women kind of just annoying fucking MC voice. Oh, she's smooth. Love MC Light. It's good shit. So, question number 15, favorite hip-hop album of all time? Midnight Marauders. Tribe Called Quest. Hands down my favorite album of all time. What can I say? I've talked about this album a million times. Everybody knows that. Number 16, favorite battle of all time. So favorite MC battle. I gotta go with LL Cool J versus Kool Moe Dee. For me, it's my favorite battle because those were the you know how you do it. And you know, Jack the Ripper and fuck, dude, like those were the tracks that just made me want to rhyme. Made me want to write battle rhymes and go out and just destroy MCs. I don't know, there was something about the approaches in like all their battle songs. Oh fuck, man, I loved it, man. I absolutely loved their battle. It was great. Question number 17, underrated album. Gotta go with Real Live. I talked about this album, I believe, on a Funky Friday. I have no idea what episode it was, but gotta go with Real Live. This thing is just amazing. All produced by K-Def except for one song, I believe. All I Ask of You was produced by Molly Mall, I believe. But yeah, Real Live, real dope boom bap stuff, coming at you hard. It fucking bangs. This is a good album. Really, really good shit. Question number 18, overrated album. Can't have underrated without overrated. Gotta go back to my man Jay-Z with In My Lifetime Volume 2, Hard Knock Life. This album is, I swear, still gets so much damn praise. I don't get it, man. This thing has not aged well at all. It doesn't sound great. It really doesn't sound good. There's still a couple decent songs on here. A week ago, I still love that song with Too Short. I think it's really, really fantastic stuff. But yeah, as a record, I personally, I like Volume 1 a lot better. I hated Part 3. This one was always okay to me, but I find it's just overrated because it gets so much attention. Question number 19, favorite hip-hop movie or documentary? I just picked a movie, and of course it is Wild Style. I've talked about Wild Style, the movie and the soundtrack many, many times. It has it all, man. You know, MCing, DJing, graffiti. It's just hip-hop culture, man. I love the way they shot this shit, though, because it's all done without permits and stuff. It's just all guerrilla style filming, and it's really fantastic, really fantastic. There's so many damn people in this film, too, from Grandmaster Flash, Fab Five Freddy, Cold Crush Brothers, Busy Bee. It's just, the list goes on and on in here. Really cool stuff. Man, my nose is so itchy. But yeah, Wild Style, gotta represent. I even have the Wild Style tattooed back here, so yeah. Wild Style. Question number 20, favorite soundtrack of all time. I think I've talked about this before, but the Friday soundtrack, I personally love the movie, but the soundtrack just fits so perfect with the film. There's a lot of really good soundtracks out there. I mean, New Jersey Drive is another one I absolutely love. Those are probably the two I go back to the most, and Menace to Society of all things, but yeah, Friday. Awesome movie. And question number 21, guilty pleasure album. Now, I don't really feel guilty for listening to this. I just put it as a question. But this is an album I do like to throw on every once in a while. Brings back a lot of memories, a lot of nostalgic memories. A lot of parties in high school. Because I remember when this album died out, you know, in the early 90s. It kind of came back in full stride in like the late 90s. And everyone was bumping it again. It was really strange. And that's Young MC's Stone Cold Rhymin'. You know, as for a pop record, I mean, this thing was mega style, but it's still really damn good. It's inventive, the rhymes, the rhythms, everything on this is just fucking great. Really good stuff from an awesome back in the day label of Delicious Vinyl. Really good stuff, but I mean, you can't go wrong with anything on here. Remember Fastest Rhyme, and he just tears it up. Really good stuff. Of course, this album with Bust a Move, but Pick Up the Pace. Love Pick Up the Pace. It's great. And question number 22, favorite hip hop magazine of all time, and I gotta go with The Source. The Source. I pulled out this one just by random because I have a box of Source magazines from, you know, the 90s. And this is the one that I grabbed, and it's kind of interesting. This is September of 1996, and there's a huge article on Death Row Records. And it's kind of interesting because Tupac got killed right when this magazine came out. This was obviously done in August. This is the September issue. So the October issue was the Tupac Rest in Peace cover. Very, very sad stuff, and that's pretty much the start of the fall of Death Row Records. But this was an interesting issue right here. It had a pretty cool interview with Tribe Called Quest in here. Shit like that. I just love kind of flipping through these old mags because seeing the albums that were reviewed. That's right, because this is when Beats, Rhyme, and Life came out, and it got 4 mics in The Source. Tribe Called Quest, Beats, Rhyme, and Life, 4 mics. Some of the other albums that they did in here was Crucial Conflict got 3.5, The Final Tick, Above the Law, 3.5 mics, and then they even had Ultra. Pretty fucking awesome. Tim Dog and Cool Keith, 3 mics. Good shit, man. But yeah, man, fucking really cool stuff. Yeah, The Source magazine. So that is going to do it. 22 questions, doesn't take that long to do. I ripped through this, man, maybe 13 minutes. That's pretty cool. So again, FXP and or Tom and Jason, I'd like to see a video from you guys. Yeah, I'll post the questions down below in the description so you guys don't have to memorize these questions. They will be down there. So yeah, that's it, guys. Anybody can jump on board. If you make a video, just leave the link in this video description, or in the video in the comments or something like that, and I'll watch it. So hope you guys have fun with it. Don't think too hard about the answers. It's not what it's intended to do. So guys, have fun, and as usual, peace.